Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to the G.Gurus podcast. And today with us is Loudman
Hello.
of Loudman's LPs, and then Jordan, Wave Kid,
Hello.
and then last but not least is Geek Things,
What up, my
Geek
babies?
Things podcast, and I am Blue Neon Pinky, and I'm a Let's Player. And today's gameplay is of Killing Floor, and our topic today is so conveniently is gaming advertising. What's wrong with it, and what are they doing right, what are they doing wrong, exactly. That's pretty much what we're talking about today, so. I think Jordan would be a great start, because he showed me this crazy advertisement that Sony's doing for the PS3. Scared
Alright, well.
shit out of me.
Yeah, I just happened to have come across it, actually, honestly, and, it was kind of creepy, because what happens is that it's the new PS3 Slim or whatever, right? And, what happens is, like, there's this scary woman, I guess it is, and it pops out of the side, so,
Like a little
that,
kid.
in my opinion, that really did get my attention, at the least, how it got my attention, but, and I gotta say, that was probably one of the best advertisements I've seen in a little while, but, most companies right now, I mean, Nintendo's done alright with their Wii U stuff, like advertising it, but, most of the other providers, I guess you could say, haven't really done many advertisements for any games or anything so far, at least, because we are going into Q3, which is the third quarter of gaming, and, this is when they should be pumping out those advertisements, like left, right, and center, right? Like, that's just my opinion on that, for sure.
But why does that have to be so freaking scary? What were you doing? Why does that have to be freaking scary?
I thought we weren't supposed to be talking about the game.
I'm not.
He wasn't.
Okay.
But anyways, so what's your opinion, Geek Things, out of curiosity? What do you think about advertisement?
Well, I mean, if you're talking about the Wii U in general, I don't think they've advertised enough. To be
They
honest with
haven't. I mean,
Nobody-
it's only at GameStop, and they haven't had a commercial with it or anything. They have tons of trailers, but not on TV.
you. Yeah.
That's the problem.
The problem is they don't have a very imaginative name. It has Wii in the title. Mom and Dad aren't going to know what it is, and they might not buy it because they think it might be
Well, what about the Xbox?
the Wii that they
huh?
already have.
What about the Xbox, huh? Xbox 360?
What about it?
What about that? It's the same thing, too.
What are you talking about?
You're totally being biased. I mean,
What are you talking?
the Wii, you said the Wii's not going to get any advertising because it has Wii in the title, when Xbox has Xbox in the title, so that's the same thing.
I think
Don't
you're
forget
just,
PlayStation 4 either.
I think you're just looking for an argument.
No,
Anyways,
I'm not. You're saying
Just keep
that
going.
I'm saying that the parents aren't going. They're going to think we already have this console at home because these are like, I don't know. It's just they haven't differentiated themselves enough from the Wii in order to,
the
they
same-
have to say that this is different.
But that's the
Yeah,
same
yeah,
thing.
exactly.
PlayStation and Xbox use the same names too, and
PlayStation
Yeah.
3
used
is
on those
different than
too.
PlayStation 2.
It's just one letter that'll change
It's
everything, really. And it's just advertising in general. Like the Wii U, like I said, I don't really I care for it. But
Get on
the
the
thing
bandwagon.
is, but no. Anyways, I don't really care for it, honestly. And I see enough advertisement that I really don't. I don't see the need for me to get it. I really don't, because I already know most people on here, Jesse and Geek Things, and I think even Grant's getting
My
one.
mom actually walked into GameStop, and Mom apparently wants to pre-order one to sell.
No, tell your mom now.
Yeah, I know.
Tell your mom,
was
I will stop
disappointed.
your mom.
She said she could so double her money though.
I don't care about that.
Yeah, exactly. You got to get the console, man. But yeah, no. But advertisement in general, though, since we're staying on topic, anyways, I found it that they have done enough for the Wii U, but right now the other systems are very, very short of advertisement, especially for games. Like, have you seen really that much on Resident Evil 6, even though it's coming out in like 2 days?
It's already
No,
out.
I don't think so. No, it's not. Not here. It comes out October 2nd.
Canadian.
Yeah, I just, like I said, games in general don't have really that great advertisement. So, Loudman, what do you think, dude?
Well, like
Crossbow.
what I was thinking crossbow. What I was thinking about is just average advertising in games too, as well. Like thinking about just the things that, if you look in a lot of the AAA games, how many advertisements can you count? Ow. Like, think about Prototype when that came out. All the advertisements in that.
Ugh.
I understand that we were talking about advertising itself in the industry, but I thought we were talking about advertising inside the game, so I just want to touch on that really quick, if you don't mind.
Oh, go
Yeah,
ahead.
that's fine.
But definitely, over advertising in games can get a little annoying in some parts. Like, once again, Prototype, I had some. I mean, everywhere you go, it's a Pepsi ad, Sony ad. I think
I love
there's
Pepsi.
car ads. I'm a Mountain Dew person myself. But
Mountain Dew's a Pepsi product.
after touching on that, also with the advertising for games, I think they're doing a lot of it, a lot more, than they were ever in the history of video games. But I think for certain games, they could be a little biased towards. More games get more coverage than other games. And games that really do require, that certain push, because they're not, things that people normally pick up don't get a lot of show at all.
Yeah, I agree with that completely. Like, I mean, Resident Evil 6 is one of those big name games, and like I said, I haven't seen much about it. I really haven't, and I guess it's because of the decline from Resident Evil 5 to 6, I guess, because people have gotten lost in the transition because of the change in gameplay that's going to happen, and all the change that it's going to be run and shoot now, and it's not going to be you have to stand there and shoot. It's just lost in transition, and people don't really care for it. And you don't see many advertisements anymore about anything like that, or even so far, nothing about. Like, I seen one trailer for Dishonored, and Dishonored's coming out really soon, and it looks like a really good game. It's by Bethesda, so I haven't really seen
it's
anything
gonna be
about that
glitchy as
though.
hell.
May I just
So-
add that I hate the M14?
This is a possibility.
I just want to say that. We can go on now.
Okay. Yeah, but yeah. So Jesse, what's your opinion on this?
Well, I say gaming doesn't get enough advertisement except for a couple of franchises that everyone's just buying these days. I mean, every game should have advertising, or else it's not going to sell.
That makes sense.
Because they expect the games to just sell right off the bat, but if they don't advertise, no one's going to find out what it is. They say like with JRPGs, they're not going to localize a JRPG because they say it's not going to sell well. They don't advertise it. That's the problem. That's the issue. They
Like-
don't advertise it enough.
Actually, good point, because Tales of Xillia should be coming out very soon, and I haven't seen anything about it. They like those JRPGs, like the Tales series, or even sometimes Final Fantasy, when they don't get any advertisement whatsoever.
Final Fantasy 13 too got a ton of advertisement.
Yeah, and I think but the thing is, 13 was a bad game in itself.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, and other people will differ with me, because some people really liked 13. I was not really a fan of it, honestly. I wasn't. But I mean, even 13 got a lot more advertisement than stuff like the Tales games, like Tales of Graces. It got zero advertisement on like big TVs and radios and all that BS. Like right? It's just something that you notice when you look at specific genres and see how much advertisement each of them really honestly gets. So that was a good point to bring up.
Well, a lot of companies, they think, what's the return on investment? If I'm going to spend, I don't know how much they spend. Let's say $50,000 on advertisements. Sure. Are they going to get their money back for it? Depending on the game, they know like one of the big games like Final Fantasies, it's going to sell. So
yeah.
Let's get a little bit more. But for a JRPG that's not as it doesn't have that name behind it, they probably don't want to invest the money in advertising it.
That's probably true, but the thing is, if they, I've always thought that advertisement has always sold games most of the time, isn't it not, right?
Yeah, it has, because if you don't advertise the game well, people aren't going to think it's a good game, good enough to get. But
like, I always thought
there are a ton of games that deserve to be bought, but are not advertised, and they just end up dying.
It could also be that they're saving their advertising dollars for other countries. Like if it's a
It's true.
JRPG, maybe they're like Japan, focus on Japan, very little bit in the United States because we don't sell that many in the United States. So maybe they're
they don't
just
sell any because they
saving
don't
it.
pay for the advertisements. If they don't advertise the game as a good game, it's not going to be demonstrated. It's not going to be bought, expecting someone to get a good game out of it.
Well, I think in that instance, they also think about the American gamer. And they go, "Oh, American gamers don't like this that much, so we won't worry about them." That kind of thing. Same thing with with Microsoft in Japan. They're like, "Well, we're out there, whatever." Let's
Yeah,
focus on
exactly.
America.
Like I would say that because Microsoft mainly focuses on the North American market. I could even say that with Shorty that Microsoft focuses on the North American market, where probably
Where it's all
PS
like guns, FPS, guns.
or
People
Yes,
like,
guns, yeah.
guns.
people like Sony though. Like they split their interests. Like Sony doesn't focus on the North American market like Microsoft does.
They go with the flow.
Yeah.
They go like,
And,
this is a cool
like,
game. We're gonna release it.
Nintendo, I think they're more J focused. Honestly, I think they're more J focused. Honestly,
They're more like we're from Japan. Deal with it.
yeah, and I think that's really what stance they take is that they're focused in Japan. That's where they need to sell it more. They don't need North America. They don't need the Europes. Like that's just something that has to happen, and that's what people decide to do. Is they focus on one area to an extent, and then whatever's left you throw at the other areas, right? So that's just one way of thinking about it, in my opinion. So
Well, it is true. Culture is, our culture is way different than the Japanese culture. So our choice in video games is going to be completely different than their choice.
this is true.
I mean, you can easily tell by, some of the most top-selling games for the Nintendo when it first came out were historical strategy games about Nobunaga and, the Three Kingdoms.
Right.
So, and over here, we would never find that interesting unless you were a history buff.
Also,
Yeah,
there's
right.
another game in that series that that Japan didn't think would make it in here is Fortune Street, or a game that came out recently last year. That came out last year for the Wii. It was based on the stock market. It was a board game based on the stock market, and it was a crossover between Mario and Dragon Quest most of the time. But
I remember hearing about that.
It's a series that eventually turned into a Nintendo franchise, but it had its own games like on PSP and PS2, where it was Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest, and it was a great game series. I loved it. I'm sad that the other versions didn't come out in America, but the one that did come out in America for the Wii, it is fantastic, and I highly recommend it to anyone who loves a good board game.
Because it's things like that. Some people like. Oh God, this is going to go into my nerdy roots. But anyways, what it is I'm going to say this now. Many anime games do not come over here, and they
it's
really thank
disappointment.
you. And it's really disappointing for people like me or people like I don't know any otaku out there. If I can say this, we want our anime games and we don't get them because like people like Namco Bandai and other people won't get the rights over here because guess what, this is an anime game. It's probably not going to sell over in North America. Like it just it bugs me. But
Actually, a game that came out with PS3 was Hyperdimension Neptunia Mark II. That game looks amazing. I really want to play it, and it's an anime game. The first one didn't sell well in America, but they said, "Oh, well, we're gonna release the second one because we released the first one in America, and this is a great." They realized that the first one was terrible, and they're like, "We're gonna make the second one 10 times better, and we're gonna release it in America and see how it does." And honestly, I don't know if it's been doing well or not, but I need to check and see because it does look amazing. I've seen trailers of it.
yeah, I played the first one and I actually traded it back in the first day I had it because
it was terrible.
Really wasn't that good.
It was
really wasn't.
But the second one looks amazing.
Yeah, I was tempted to go buy it, but I never really got around to it before I had to move from my hometown. So.
All right.
So,
yeah. Anyone else have any input on this advertising? Oh, we didn't really talk about that Sony advertisement very much, did we?
Oh yeah. Well, I'll just give it kind of a quick
Also,
overview.
don't make advertisements freaking screamers.
Yeah. Sony decided it was a good idea in Japan to put
Scare the shit out of little kids. That's exactly what
yeah, scare the shit out of people because what they did, like I said, I kind of skimmed over it at the start of the podcast here. They did an advertisement that has a screamer in it. Basically, in any case, it's basically they're advertising the new Slim PS3, and what it has is it makes it look all really
we'll put a
cool
link
and
to it in the
everything.
description.
And there will be a link. I'll just let you guys watch it. And all it is it comes out of the PS3. It makes it look really
It's like
scary.
The Grudge.
So yeah, closest thing I can think of right now.
You know what
I
I have
didn't
right
even
now?
watch it.
Crossbow.
Oh
Japanese
my
love that
God.
stuff.
I know, right? And it just it was kind of a, like I said, it got my attention for sure. It got my attention.
Oh man, it got my attention. It just came out of the PS3. It was just like.
I was like, wow.
Somebody's making a horror movie about the PS3. Oh.
That's awesome. But no, like, it's something that, most people should try and do. It's, they want to get your attention with stuff like that. You can just bust out an advertisement that everyone's used before, and you think it might do a mediocre job. It's probably not going to, because then it's going to be like, oh, look, it's the same thing as before. Who really
did
cares?
Something different, and it's a bad different because they're gonna scare the crap out of little kids. People are not gonna buy it because they're just gonna be so freaking scared too. Little kids are gonna be like over imaginative, and they're gonna be like, "Oh my god, it's gonna come out of my cave!" Oh god!
Yeah, exactly. All right. So then the other thing I actually just thought of right now, I heard the Metal Gear Solid movie is actually coming out. It's actually been verified, and the maker of the game is overseeing the production of it. Well, no. Apparently, there's an actual movie coming out though.
Yeah,
like a serious movie.
It's awesome actually. I like it.
So, did you hear anything about that there, Loudman, or?
I did not personally, but did Loudman?
I didn't know about I heard about it, but I mean, we all know what happened to the Silent Hill movie.
The
Yeah,
Silent
that's
Hill
true.
movie is gonna be terrible. Oh my god! It looks like an action movie.
And like I said, I'm not gonna say they're bad, but I've never really liked the Resident Evil movies. They get as close as possible to the games as possible. It's just not close enough though. It doesn't match. Some of the stuff doesn't make sense.
I didn't think of them as even close to the game story.
Like they don't match at all. The only, like I said, the only movies for that series that actually somewhat close are the first two, because they take place in Raccoon City and the Hive, in the mansion. But they're not any close. Like the events that happen they have nothing to do with the actual events that happen to the games. But I mean, they did okay. I don't want to say they did great, but they did all right with it. And I've turned it into a movie podcast.
Yeah, but that's advertising. That's advertising in a way. 'Cause
Yeah.
You're advertising it in a movie format. It's like, oh well, you guys should go get the game because that's what inspired us to make this movie.
Right.
And if the movie's good, people are gonna go buy it. But if the movie's bad, people aren't gonna go buy the game. That's the problem.
This is true.
And Silent Hill movie's gonna be bad, so people aren't gonna buy the franchise anymore because the movie was bad.
Wasn't that how Mortal Kombat was? Didn't they make a
Mortal
Mortal
Kombat got
Kombat?
ruined.
I like the Mortal Kombat movies
I
just
like
because they
Mortal
were so
Kombat
corny.
They're so hilarious.
Like,
Mortal Kombat
apparently-
1 was good.
They're like the
Yeah,
Kung
Mortal Kombat
Pao
was-
movies. Kung Pao.
If you get a different Raiden, Mortal Kombat 1 may be one of the best video game adaptation movies ever.
This is
That
probably
Raiden was
true. I've never
terrible.
seen.
That Raiden was terrible.
Oh, I've never even seen that movie. So
Raiden is the greatest character in Mortal Kombat.
I'm gonna talk like this for the rest of the movie.
Well, that's all.
In
That's all
Mortal
that you can do.
Are you
You know, I
Batman?
mean, if you saw all the Highlanders,
Batman?
I mean, that's all you can do.
Why couldn't the guy be Asian? God damn
he
it.
can be apparently.
It would be way better. It's some white guy with white hair. Whatever.
Yeah, no, but like I said, I was always told that the Mortal Kombat movie was really bad, but I never really understood that, because the Mortal Kombat story, when I played it on Mortal Kombat 9, it was pretty straightforward. I thought. I didn't know you could screw that movie up, I guess.
None of those bullets hit.
Yeah, they did. Well,
Anyway, yeah.
Do you think we touched up on the topic enough, or do you think we can go deeper? Or
We can go deeper if you want it, really. Like so.
I was.
Question is, do you want to go deeper?
Exactly right.
Oh.
Nasty bitches.
So, but I think there's many movies, aren't there, isn't there, based on games, and they just really
Oh
suck.
yeah, there are a ton
There's
of
plenty of them.
them. Like,
Like,
You
all,
guys-
all of Uwe Boll's movies except Postal.
Postal.
You guys want to come over to my house? We'll watch Mario Brothers.
Oh,
man.
God. And the TV
Apparently,
show.
that's pretty bad.
The TV show.
I
was
want that on
actually pretty
DVD, dude, because I love these bad video game movies. Give me all of them. I
good.
love
The TV
them.
show was awesome. I'm just gonna say that.
I got the Super Mario show on DVD. It's great.
It's
I watched
amazing.
it on Netflix.
I used to watch it as a kid. Surprisingly, I
see
used
it
to
on
watch it as a
Netflix.
kid.
I've never even seen them until like not just recently. Like I still haven't watched the
You need to
movie
start
or
watching
anything.
Watch Street Fighter on Blu-ray. It'll blow your mind.
That's apparently really bad.
The Tekken movie was awesome.
But it's
Make
so
sure you
good.
watch the Street Fighter anime so you see the Chun-Li showering scene.
Oh, I've never actually seen the
Uh-oh.
anime. Wait, is that
Those
Street
crazy
Fighter
Asians.
2?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, Street Fighter 2. Okay. Yeah, I've never actually seen that whole thing. I started it and then I gave up on it because it got too boring because none of the characters in that anime really fit the psych profile, if you want to put it this way, of like people like Ken. Ken didn't act like Ken.
Ken didn't act like
Know what I
Ken. He's gotta be Ken. He's gotta be the.
Where's Barbie, bro?
No, not that Ken. God damn it.
Oh,
Ken
I'm sorry.
From Street Fighter.
I'm talking about
Ken
my
from Street Fighter. Like Ken is a rich snob, and that's how he's
Actually,
supposed to act.
Another way
So-
for advertising to go down is to like advertise products in a video game, like say
Like the portal gun.
No. I'm talking about like let's say Dream Mix TV World Fighters that came out in Japan. It was to advertise was it it was a toy company, I can't remember what it was, but they advertised their toys in it like Transformers and Barbie. Their type of Barbie. It was some kind of doll franchise.
Oh, Bobby.
But
Yeah.
like, and they had like Solid Snake in it, and it was Konami, and it was Konami, Hudson, and some of the toy company that joined up for a fighting brawler on the PS2 and GameCube in Japan.
Interesting. I never thought about that, but
Imagine
Actually,
Bomberman versus Transformers versus a Barbie.
okay,
Solid
right.
Snake.
Versus Solid Snake. I think Snake's got this in the bag.
I'd
Yeah.
watch it.
I'd watch it.
I would go get that game. It's awesome.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, like I said, though, there's a ton of those. We could go even farther if we really needed to.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Geek Things. You have a ton, obviously, if you knew the Street Fighter one.
It's one of my favorite movies to watch.
Like, but if one of your favorite bad movies or favorite movie in general.
Video game. I mean, like video game movie. It's like it's really bad and it's just really fun because Jean-Claude Van Damme has like horrible voice and lines, and it's just like, oh my god, he just said that. That was awesome. It's so
What about
bad.
the Super Mario Brothers movie?
I love the Super Mario Brothers movie. I mean, come on, Bob Hodgkins. I love
Hodgkins.
Hodgkins, man. He's an English guy. He's an
Hodgkins.
English guy playing Mario, an Italian plumber. It's phenomenal.
What? Really?
Yeah, he's English. He's got
I
an
never even knew
English
that.
accent. He's got a British accent. But Britain
Wow.
doesn't exist, so you know how it is.
Yeah, British people don't exist.
It's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a really good movie too because it's horrible.
Yeah. Like, do you have any more that you know of?
What other good video game movies? We still talked about Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat 2 is horrible. It's like, what is this? This is disgusting. But they do have Cyrax, like Cyrax and Sector and stuff in there, so that's pretty cool. But
Yeah, that's pretty
and Jax is in there with his metal arms. What other video game movies do I like? I personally like the Resident Evil movie. Well, the first one at least. The second one was
the
good.
first two.
Yeah, the second one was funny because of I always forget his name. Mike Epps is in it,
Vincent?
and he's hilarious.
Oh,
Mike Epps.
there's only a couple. Is that the? I don't want to say this out of context here, but is that the black man?
Racist mother! I cannot believe you just said that. Yes,
I couldn't think of. Oh, dude, I love that guy, dude. He's so funny.
because the zombies are like the stripper zombies are walking around. He's like, what the hell?
What the
And then he
hell?
crashes. It's
Yeah,
like, oh,
and
that's
he's
awesome.
like, that's awesome. I also
That was
like
a
his
great
one
scene.
line. I also like his one line from the movie where he's like the guy hands him a gun, and he's like, "Bitch, please, my shit's custom," and he pulls out 2 golden deagles. That was great.
That's a good scene.
Also,
That was great.
another way of advertising Wreck-It Ralph, the upcoming movie coming out.
I was
gonna be
gonna
crazy
touch on
camera.
that.
Oh,
I
it's got
was gonna touch on that.
so much game advertisements. It's not even funny. I mean, even
I saw an
Deku
advertisement picture.
Link from Majora's Mask is in it.
Really,
Yeah, and that's
I never even
crazy.
seen this, so I gotta see this.
It's I think it was in a theater trailer only. But
Oh, that's too bad.
I honestly can't remember. But
M. Bison, baby. Zangief.
Oh, did you see the Chun-Li Street Fighter movie?
Chun-Li, what?
I did
Yeah,
not.
it's called Oh, I don't remember what it was called now, but
I know
it
what
was
you're talking about.
based. Yeah, okay. Do you know the name? I can't remember it.
It's like Chun-Li, Legend of the something stupid, terrible idea for a movie.
Yeah, terrible idea. And that movie was
Chun-Li.
bad.
She kicks really high.
She
Yeah, I
has
know.
giant thighs.
Yes.
She's
Actually, I have a
high
nickname
thigh
for her.
kicker.
When I play Street Fighter, I have a nickname for her. I always
What is that?
called her. I don't know if this is an actual thing, but I always called her Thunder Thighs.
Oh
my God!
I think that was already an actual thing.
Oh, okay. Well, I always called her that.
Because she has legs like trees.
Like,
Wow.
what? I've never heard that before.
I never
Hey,
heard that before. So what are we at for time?
Happy tree legs. Happy tree legs.
What if she walked with tree legs? That'd be awkward.
That would
Hey
be
guys, we're going to the movie, right?
Then you fall over. Falls over. It's like you're a treant or something.
A tree and
Lord of the Rings.
What kind
Like,
of gum?
dudes,
gum
I
does
can't-
a tree
I can't fit in the theater. I can't fit in the theater. It's impossible.
Just keep 'em up
Hold
so
on,
we're
I
good.
got. I brought this chainsaw.
I brought the chainsaw. Hold
I
on.
can't really fit inside the doorways at the moment.
There goes your leg.
Yeah, literally. That's like, yeah, chainsaw. It's like, okay, yeah, now I can fit in the theater, but there's a possibility I'm bleeding all over the place. So you never know. Whoa, yeah, you never know. Like, gotta bring up dumb names. My God, man.
Oh God.
Chris Redfield in his truck. Honestly, honest to God, that was the stupidest thing they could have done for him.
Starring Clint Eastwood.
Starring Clint
Happy
Eastwood as
tree
Chris
legs.
Redfield.
Clint Eastwood, Mr. Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood has happy tree legs.
Sorry.
Starring Clint Eastwood as Chris Redfield.
Morgan Freeman.
Very tanky.
Morgan Freeman.
And Morgan Freeman as
chainsaw wielder.
the chainsaw wielder. Yeah, no, we could go on forever with that.
Go on forever.
Dumb looks on people. Like, who is the dumbest character you've ever seen? Honestly.
I don't know.
The Goombas from Super Mario Brothers.
Really?
Goombas
Goombas?
are awesome.
I call them Goombas.
Goombas.
God.
Come, Spike. Dummy. And then there's
Like-
Yoshi. Hi, I'm gonna eat your face off. I'm a dinosaur. Like,
I'm a
well,
dinosaur.
This is a raptor. What's going on here?
Velociraptor.
Like I said, the dumbest character I've ever seen, honestly, in a game. I know we're going from we went from one thing to another to another to another.
That's
But
okay.
the-
It's good. I like it.
The dumbest thing I've ever seen was probably what was it? The stupid slimes from Dragon Quest.
Oh, you
Like,
can't
why
hate
do I
so
want to?
awesome.
Why do I want to? Why do I
Ew.
want to beat a slime? Seriously, why the hell do I want to
That's
beat the
iconic.
shit out of a slime?
Because it's the first thing you see when you walk outside.
And so you beat the thing, the first
You know
thing
what
you
you-
see when you walk outside.
You know what you see when you
That
play
thing.
Guardians Crusade? You see sperm cells, and you think they're like, oh, I'm fighting these things.
That's
but they're
kind of
actually,
creepy.
but they're actually ghosts. And
What?
then when you find them, they're actual enemies.
They're
They're just
Ghosts!
they're just overworld map placers for enemies when they're where they are, and
Yeah, see some of the stupidest things I've seen, honestly. Like, there's a bunch of them I could name. It just...
Blue,
I can hit on
wait,
slime.
I pushed you over a ledge? What? That's what it said.
I put you over the edge. It was lots of fun. You die now.
What do we do? How are we doing on time?
I think we can wrap this up. Well, yeah, I think we can wrap this up pretty much.
Alright.
So, thank you for watching our podcast, where we mess around and we talk about random crap about gaming.
Yay.
This is Blue Neon Pinky, Let's Player, signing out. Then we have Grave Kid,
Yeah, yep. I'll see you guys later, and Grave Kid out.
and then we got Geek Things,
What's going on? Raiden was terrible.
and last but definitely not least is Loudman of Loudman's LPs.
Thanks for watching. I guess I'll catch you guys later on.
Alright, and we'll see you guys next time after I kill Grave Kid over here. He's
No, you're not gonna do it. Ah!
I stole it.
Oh, you suck. Alright, well, we'll see you guys later.
You're racist.